Hi guys, welcome back to the football space. Yes, I know it's been a long time since I've recorded a video and I've posted, but guys, I had to talk about that game from last night. That game from last night was amazing, guys. And this game has so much significance, not only for Portuguese football and for Portuguese fans, but for football fans, because there was one great man who was involved in that game, and that guy, he really scored a crucial goal that helped his team secure this trophy, and that man is none other than Cristiano Ronaldo. Guys, Ronaldo in that game, he wasn't like heavily involved or anything like that. He wasn't, shooting. He wasn't performing to the levels that we know that he's performed at in the past. But in the crucial moment, in the moment when it actually mattered, he provided. He provided and he made sure that his team secure the win. Yes, the goal was an equalizing goal, but that was a crucial equalizing goal because if he didn't equalize for his team, then they would have lost 2-1 to Spain. And guys, that Spain team is an amazing team. Amazing team. Phenomenal teams. Great players, like world-class players all over the pitch. But Portugal have quality as well. They have stars in their team, and that showed that they found a way to play with Ronaldo in the team. The combination of youngsters and the experienced players is a good blend, and I think Martinez got the right blend this time. I've always been very critical of Martinez because I feel like sometimes he plays Ronaldo in games where he shouldn't play. And to be honest, to a certain extent, I thought Ronaldo shouldn't have been playing last night because I felt like this game needed someone who could stretch the line, someone who could be more dynamic, someone who could contribute more in terms of running the channels, someone who could contribute more in terms of just being a nuisance to the defense. And for large parts of the game, I was proven right because Ronaldo was getting clamped left, right, and center. Dean Huijsen, Lanomand, they were just marking him out of the game. But then you know this man. We know him, guys. He doesn't need to perform well for him to impact the game. If he gets an opportunity, he is scoring it because why? He is clinical. He is one of the best players in history because of that exact reason. And arguably the second best player of all time. Arguably. I can make a serious case for that. Guys, Spain were good. They were very good. Provided that their main man wasn't performing to the levels that were required of him. But the reason that he couldn't perform to the levels required of him was because the players, Portugal, especially Nuno Mendes. Nuno Mendes was amazing. Oh, Nuno Mendes, if you don't want to be too technical, but I'm going to call him Nuno Mendes for the purpose of this video. Guys, Nuno Mendes was incredible. He was phenomenal. Man of the match by far. Well deserved. He is the first player I've seen, at least, to clamp Lamine Yamal and mark him out of a game. Lamine Yamal wasn't even taking him on. He's the first player I've seen to, he literally evaporated Lamine Yamal's confidence. Lamine Yamal tried to take him on a couple of times, got clamped, and he said, I'm just going to pass it around him this time. And he couldn't even do that. He couldn't even combine around Nuno Mendes. Nuno Mendes was, his understanding of when to press, how to press, when to go in aggressively, when to run with the ball, when to pass the ball, when to make combinations, the intelligence, the athleticism, the skill. He even dribbled past Lamine Yamal a couple of times. The ability that he showed last night, I think that was his best game in the Portugal shirt. At least, a game that I've watched. He was phenomenal. He was great in all areas, defensively, offensively. He even scored a goal. So that shows me that left wing back role is perfect for him. He's not a traditional fullback in that sense. I think he can play that role. I think he can be a traditional fullback, but you are limiting him immensely when you make him a traditional fullback. You are limiting him immensely. So I think that left wing back role suits him perfectly. That's why when I heard that United wanted to sign him, I was so happy because I knew that he had ability. To be honest, I didn't know it was to this level, but I knew that he had ability. I knew that if he comes into the United team, he is an automatic upgrade on anyone that United has. But then again, I digress. Nuno Mendes was phenomenal last night. He was everywhere, man. He was defending. He was like I said, he was doing everything. Every single part of the game, he did it to an elite level last night. And that for me, that was when I was like, you know what? Welcome Nuno Mendes. Welcome. He's him. He's him, and I hope he knows that because he's the only defender I've seen clamp Lamine Yamal. Literally the only one. I've watched so many games like Lamine Yamal playing against the best of the best and making grown men look like children. Nuno Mendes was like, hey man, sit down, little boy. Sit down, little boy. Sit down, little boy. Act your age. Go sit in your corner, naughty corner, go there. That's what Nuno Mendes did to Lamine Yamal last night. And it was fascinating to see. I mean, not that I want Lamine Yamal's downfall or anything like that. No, I don't think like that. I love football, and the more great players there are in football, the better it is for the sport. And I feel like the sport is kind of reorganizing itself in the past year or so, where technical players are starting to become more prevalent in the game when they were dying out. You know, wingers who take people on, not just wingers who pass the ball and try to play 1-2s all the time. They're coming back into the game, and I love to see it. So I will never wish any bad on Lamine Yamal, but I love the defensive performance that Nuno Mendes put up against him. And then other players in that Portuguese team who performed very well, I'd say Bruno Fernandes or Bruno Fernandes. Bruno was amazing. He was everywhere, man. He covered every blade of grass, and he played in that number 8 role. People always say Bruno can't play the number 8, and I never ever understood that concept because Bruno is literally a perfect number 8. Okay, not perfect, but he's a very good number 8 because he's creative. He is industrious. He has energy for days. He has an engine like nobody else. He's a freak of nature, and his range of passing, his eye for a pass is just ridiculous. The amount of passes that he was making that people weren't even noticing. Like Bruno Fernandes was on fire last night, but because Nuno Mendes was so good, he couldn't get man of the match because Nuno Mendes was out of this world. Bruno Fernandes was very good. Vitinha as well. Vitinha was good. It was very good, provided Vitinha wasn't playing to his normal levels, like the standard that he got us used to this year. But he was phenomenal as well. I mean, phenomenal is a bit of an overstatement, but he was good. He was very good. It was a steady 7 out of 10 performance from Vitinha. But Bruno Fernandes, though, what an underrated player, man. Bruno Fernandes doesn't get his flowers. I'm going to call him Bruno Fernandes just for the purpose of this video, because I think calling him Bruno Fernandes is kind of like, I'm being a bit football nerdy, but no, what? Let me call him Bruno Fernandes. Let me call him Bruno Fernandes, because why not? I'm not scared of anyone. Bruno Fernandes, so underrated, man. Doesn't get his flowers. What's a player? What a player. And I am so happy he stayed at United. I'm happy he did. Even though I feel as though if we had sold him, or if the team had sold him, he would have been, it would have contributed massively to the transfer funds that the team has, but it's fine. A player of that quality staying at your club is always a good thing. And Inacio, the previous games that I've watched of Inacio, he's been very good. But in that Spain game, he was suspect, bro. He was suspect. Very suspect. Asio, he wasn't performing to the levels that I've been seeing of him in the Champions League and for Portugal in recent games. But you know what? For a player that's been as good as he's been, I think he's allowed like a bad performance or two. It's okay. Ruben Dias, I don't know, man. I don't know, bro. I don't know what happened. So, bro, his levels have dropped massively. He's not the player that he was when he got to Man City. He just, man, no. What is he doing, bro? What is he doing? Ruben, get your shit together, bro. Get your act together. You're a better player than what you're showing us right now. And you're still young, bro. I think Ruben is like 28, 27. Nah, bro. Give us better performances. Give us something. Give us something that we can look at and be like, yeah, that's the defender that we know. He wasn't terrible, but he's not, I think at least he hasn't been playing to his normal levels for a long time now, and people are not talking about it. He's been declining, bro. He's been declining, and I don't know what's happening to him, but I hope because I think he's a very good defender. I saw his first season, he was phenomenal. I just hope he gets his things together, he gets his act together, and he fixes his performances and polishes up on his mistakes in the preseason. And then let's go to the Spain side. Lamine Yamal, man. Oof. Was a tough performance for him. Even got subbed at extra time. Could tell he wasn't happy with the sub. But I guess this was one of those games where the player who's always performing, the player who's always a star, gets humbled. And that's what happens to him. He got humbled. That's all there is to it. Fabian Ruiz, Pedri, I think they were good, but they weren't really playing at their levels, the levels that we're used to from them. And then I think in the defense, I would really like to give a special shout out to Dean Huijsen. Dean Huijsen was great. The passing, that kid is something special, man. He's going to be a top level centre back. Mark my words, he will be one of the best centre backs in the world in the next 3 or 4 years, easily. With the level of ability that he has, there's no way he can't take it to the very top. Him as a defender, he reminds me kind of like Vardio. When I saw him for the first time, I was like, whoa, that's a defender with that kind of tech and that kind of ability. Whoa. Lenormand, oh man, made too many mistakes in my opinion. I think Kobasi would have been a better option. But maybe the coach saw that this is what would work for the system and he chose to play Lenormand, because I don't believe Lenormand is a bad player at all. I actually rate Lenormand. But I think Kobasi is just a better defender. And me and my friends were actually discussing that while watching the games. Like, why isn't Kobasi playing? Kobasi is one of the best young centre backs in the world, and one of the best centre backs in the world. Period. Why is he not playing? But then that's for the coach to answer. And then Kukure was very good. I can't lie, can't fault him on anything. He was making good runs, was occupying good spaces, was literally affecting the game. He was up and down. He was energy. Like he was everything that you needed a fullback to be in that game. He was very good. He was quite good. I can't even lie. And then yeah, I think Orizabal was yeah, that is a striker right there. Orizabal, man, people don't give him his flowers, bro. Orizabal is a very good striker, man. Like insanely good. Too good to not be mentioned in certain conversations, I must say. I think the only problem with him is that he's not as clinical as he has to be. But in terms of footballing ability, like first touch, tech, passing, weight of pass, like accuracy and all that stuff, he is very good. His general football ability is really good. Is really good. And I think if he was a top level finish, if he was as clinical as a Mbappe or a Karim Benzema or anyone like that, he'd be a world-class player. I think that's the only thing that's holding him back from being a world-class player is his numbers. He gravitates towards the ball way too much. But otherwise, that finish from him, class, just class act altogether. But yeah, man, Spain team was good. Like, they didn't play badly. Portugal just fought for that result. They really wanted it too, you know? Because, you know, most teams, when Spain score 1, Spain score 2, most teams just kind of give up, bro, because they realize, oh man, how are we going to score 2? How are we going to score 2 goals against Spain? How are we going to score 1 more goal against Spain? Portugal didn't give up. Those guys were pressing. Bruno, Vitinha, those guys were fighting, bro. They were fighting. And I love that for them. Like, that Portugal team fought till the very end. And I would say in the latter stages of that game, Portugal was the better team. Easily the better team. Even though Spain was also fighting, but Spain weren't really penetrating. They were passing the ball around, but there wasn't really much penetration with those passes. It was just passing the ball around, trying to find spaces, trying to move it around. But Portugal defended well. They kept their structure, kept their shape. And on the transition, they were very good. Pedro Neto, glorified Garnacho, that one. But anyways, that's a topic for another day. But guys, yeah, those are my thoughts on the Portugal versus Spain game. What a game. Great Nations League final. And guys, please get in the chat, get in the comments, like, share, subscribe. More videos coming soon. Cheers.